Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I will be doing a wear test on this new foundation from Too Faced, and this is from their Peaches and Cream collection. So this is called the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation, and it is infused with peach and sweet fig cream. So it says that it's transfer resistant, medium coverage, it is oil free. It gives you 14 hours of wear, oil controlling, photo friendly, and shine free. Now this collection launched in New Zealand and Australia on July 31st, I believe. So I quickly picked this up from Mecca Maxima, and this one retails for $57 New Zealand, which is quite pricey, and it comes with 20 shades. The shade that I have is Warm Beige, which is in the medium spectrum of the shades, and it comes with 48 ml of product, which is more than your usual 30 ml. So this is what the foundation looks like. It comes in a squeezy tube, and it kind of reminds me of the Dr. Brand Post Normal primer that I love. So it's pretty packed. It has a cute packaging, gold cap. The only thing is that you can't really see the shade that you have inside. You have to look at the sticker right here, which I think is pretty cool. And then it comes with a pump, and let's see what it looks like. So this foundation is a little bit thick, and it smells really good, and I think I got a good match because at the moment it's winter here in New Zealand and my tan is somewhat faded away, so I think that would be a great match for me. So what I'm going to do is actually apply the Hangover RX Replenishing Primer, because I figured that since the foundation is really matte, I don't want to really put in a matte primer. I do have oily skin though, but I really wanted to see how this foundation will look. So this is the primer and setting spray. So it comes in this cute sample size. So I'm going to just spritz my face. Okay. The spray of that is very intense. So I'm probably just going to kind of spread that using my finger. It smells like coconut, which is good. It's very refreshing, and it leaves a little bit of tackiness on my skin. So for actual primer, I'm going to use my Dr. Brand Post Normal Pore Refiner Primer because I want to minimize the appearance of my pores as well as control any oil that could possibly slip out throughout the day. And this primer is great for smoothing out my textures as well. Usually I apply my foundation with a sponge, but for today we are going to maybe try the half and half. Half of the face would be applied with a foundation brush, and probably half will be applied with a sponge. So that's how much I'm going to take, and I'll just dab my foundation brush. The scent is strong, but it's not like to the point where you feel nauseated. So it blends out really good. It covered my scarring, though it still feels like skin. It feels very lightweight, and well, it says it has a medium coverage. So this will be a good everyday foundation. It blends smoothly, though I feel like if you use a brush, it kind of gets easily caked up. Like my chin area is a little bit cakey. The shade is definitely a little bit light on my skin tone. I should have gone the shade 7, but we could easily fix that with bronzing. So this foundation, I feel like dries a little bit fast. Like you don't have enough work time, and it has a little bit of tackiness to it. So that is possibly like one pump on my face with a brush, and it did even out my skin tone, but it definitely did not cover all the acne scarring that I have. So we'll move on to the other side and use a sponge. So I like to spread the product using my finger and then blend it out with a sponge, so the sponge won't soak up as much product. The sponge obviously has a very light coverage, but I do like the finish that it gives. It looks a little bit smoother. The coverage wise, it's not quite there yet for me. This side right here that I first applied, it is pretty much dried down, so it's definitely matte, but it doesn't feel like fully dry. It has like a little bit of tech to it. It went cakey around my lip area, like I don't know what happened there, but this area right here was not covered. I think I am going to go another pump and a half, and I'll probably just use the beauty blender for the whole face to even out the coverage. This is like a full layer of, I probably would say 2.5 pumps, and as you can see, it did not really cover my dark spots. And the more I layer the foundation, the more cakey it gets around my mouth area, which looks a little bit disgusting. Everywhere else it looks great, like this area right here look alright, but then the cheek area you could still see my redness, so I think I'm going to go for another pump and build up the coverage in that area. In total, I feel like I put on 3.5 pumps and my face still doesn't look fully covered at all. And you could still see a bit of redness, cakiness around my chin area and my mustache area, and then underneath my nose is not fully covered. Like this area right here dried down to a very matte finish, as well as my forehead. It does look a little bit patchy on here though, so I don't know what happened there. It's still a little bit tacky, but it looks fully dry. So I'm interested to see how the rest of the products will work. So I will just quickly finish off my makeup and I'll come back with you guys to share with you my initial thoughts. Here is what my full face of makeup looks like. As you can see, my face is very matte. I didn't powder my face at all. I mainly focused the powder underneath my eyes, and also I did a little bit of a bronzing, blush. Overall, the foundation actually set. I find that I don't actually have the need to powder, though if you look at it closely, around my mustache area, it definitely highlighted that area right there, and also my chin is a little bit too cakey. On the side of my nose is a little bit too cakey. My forehead looks a bit patchy and cakey at the same time. So I don't know how this foundation will actually wear. I feel like this is the type of foundation where it looks awfully matte when you first applied it, but throughout the day it may look better once my oils starts to peek through and kind of melt the foundation a little bit. We're going to do the transfer proof test. So I have here just a tissue to blot to see if I will get any transfer. Wow. So I have blotted my face and nothing came off except for that bit there which has my blush, but then like the actual foundation, it did not transfer. So I definitely approve of the transfer. Now I am going to do a photo test with this foundation to see if it is actually photo friendly. The time right now is 11:09 a.m. I started this review a little bit late, but I really wanted to test out this foundation for probably 14 hours to 15 hours to see how it will hold up, and I will catch you on the next checkup. Hi beautiful, the time right now is 3:23 p.m. and I have worn this foundation for about 4 hours, and I do apologize for my hair looking like a mess because it's so windy outside. So for about 4 hours the foundation actually looks so much better. Around my mouth area is a little bit cakey, but it kind of settled down a little bit. It's still a bit prominent on the chin area, but then I got a little bit of shine peeking through on my forehead area. Cheek area is still intact. Highlight is still popping, though I feel like because it's a very mattifying foundation, my pores right here and usually my acne scars are more prominent, so you could definitely see them, as well as my pores on this side of my face. And I feel like my face looked a lot more textured when I look in the mirror, and it looked more mature than what it usually looks like. So that's my check-in for now. I will check back with you guys once again, probably at the end of the night, to see how it will hold up. So currently the foundation is pretty much doable. Like I could get away with not blotting at all. Hi beautiful people, so the time right now is 10:54, so it's almost 12 hours since the last time I put on this foundation. So around my mouth area is still a little bit cakey, but everywhere else it's still pretty intact, though I'm very oily around my cheek area and my forehead area. It actually stayed pretty good. I feel like the cakiness is due to the fact that I did not let the moisturizer to sink in, and also I might have overdone the layers, but all in all the foundation actually held up. So now for the transfer test, I am going to use a piece of tissue and just try to blot. There's a little bit of transfer, but it's not major. So this is what the tissue looks like. So mostly it's my brow product and a little bit of the foundation. I think it has something to do with my oils, but after blotting, my face actually looks like the same as when I applied it, which is bizarre. I feel like this foundation is a great foundation, especially if you have oily skin. I wouldn't necessarily say it's oil controlling, probably for a good, I'd say 7 hours. This will be a great summer foundation. I feel like it will wear better if I mix in a little bit of my hydrating foundation just to avoid the cakiness around my mouth. But other than that, it's actually a really great foundation. This one is a win for me, and it lasted me 12 hours. It doesn't necessarily feel very heavy or greasy on my skin. It feels very lightweight, surprisingly, and the coverage is pretty much intact. So that's all I could say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye!